Most brands fail not because the product is bad or the vision is lacking, but because the marketing is hurting. In a market that's very competitive, good enough is a death sentence. If you want your brand to survive, let alone grow, you have to play at a professional level. So in the consumer world, every dollar you spend and every decision you make is either building your brand or burying it. I've been building brands for over 25 years. From the start of my career in brand management at Procter & Gamble and Frito-Lay, and now working with hundreds of consumer brands across every category in our agency, I've seen firsthand that the best marketers win. And I want you to win. Now, there are 5 essential skills of a CPG marketer that you'll need to master. I've used the acronym SCORE because when you master these, you're going to win. So let's look at these acronym SCORE. S stands for strategy, C stands for connection, O is about observation, R results, and E education. So let's go through each one. S stands for strategy. This is about mastering the fundamentals of marketing, which clarifies how your brand is going to win in the market. And so depending on the school of thought, I like to use the 5 P's of marketing: product, price, place, promotion, and people. So the first thing about product is this is about your category. This is about your product, your innovation, how you're actually positioning yourself and your product and what's going to happen with it. The second one is people, which is your target audience. Who's buying? Why are they buying? Who's not buying? And who should be? And what do they really get out of this? How are you actually making a connection through that? The next P is about price and positioning. This is about how you're stacking up against the competition in your price point, your temporary price reductions, your coupon activity, and how you're actually positioned in the market, because that's how consumers start to buy and how you're positioned within it. Then you look at place, which is about your retail and sales environment. Which channels do you sell into? Where are you actually found? Are you going to be direct to consumer? Are you looking at mass, club, grocery, gas and convenience? Even Coca-Cola at one time had a whole strategy just based on place alone. They wanted a Coke to be at arm's length from the competition. And the last P is about promotion. This is about how your brand and how your promotional activity connects with your target audience, creates attraction, it gets them to be aware of it so that they try it, and then they create a habitual buying behavior. And in CPG, it's all about how do you create habitual buying behavior. So the next acronym part of SCORE is C, which is about connection. And you can have the best strategy in the world, but if you can't communicate it to others and get them on board, especially senior leaders or ownership, it will never work. And so communicating internally is about how do you create buy-in? How do you get people on board with you? And in my experience, this is about creating a draft strategy, listening to people, asking them questions, getting them on board first before you just spring on your strategy to them. You have to know how to build a connection with them, how to communicate, and how to actually do that well. And it's also about building connections with people outside of your agency and outside of your organization. This is about creating with printers, with vendors, with suppliers, with other marketers who can actually work together with you. The best marketers are creating connections. They are actually communicating well to make sure that their strategy is being moved forward. So this third O is about observation. And so this is about looking at the data and bringing out important insights that are going to inform your strategy. So looking at sales data, category data, pricing information, consumer behavior, or industry trends, you need to know how to access this information and read it well. You'll be shocked about how often that small brands, they don't even have information to begin with, but they just make decisions that are uninformed, that they're just shooting from the hip. And in CPG, it's too expensive to make a bad choice. It's going to have a major effect. And so I try to tell everybody, take a step back, look at the data, make a good observation about what's happening so that you can create and make the best decisions and choices. And so you need to have the right information at the right time and to be able to learn, well, what insights are really going to make this that's difference. And that comes with experience, it comes with talking to professionals, and it comes with education, which we're going to talk about. And the fourth letter of SCORE is R, which stands for results. Great marketers get things done on time, on budget, every time. And so great results are only achieved from great execution. This is about having a calendar of activities that allows you to see it in advance. You have an approved budget. You're writing great briefs for external vendors and agencies. You're mastering the detailed workback schedules and timelines. You're securing timely approvals from the right stakeholders. You're moving with a sense of urgency. And you're keeping everyone accountable in their role and in their part to play. So I like to tell marketers that you're like a quarterback. You're calling the plays. You're making sure everybody knows what they're doing. And then you're keeping accountability high so that you can actually get results. When I was at Frito-Lay, they said we would rather have an A execution with a B strategy than an A strategy with a B execution. It always comes down to execution, and that's where you get results from. And the last one in our acronym is E, which is education. Now, this is about your growth. I never want you to stop learning, adapting, and leveling up. And brand builders, they deal with consumer behavior, which is always evolving. You either keep up or you get left behind. And most marketers, they don't have a plan for learning. And if you're not at a big multinational company, you probably aren't receiving the coaching that you need to grow. But don't let that stop you. Be in charge of your learning. And as a leader, I love it when team members come to me and they say, hey, Braden, I want to order this book. I want to go to this conference. I want to actually, learn more. I'm always like, oh, please, yes, go for it. And I love doing that. So whether you're reading books, Seth Godin, Byron Sharp, even James Richardson, great books out there. There are podcasts and there are many different kind of sources. And if you're not receiving the kind of education that you need at your place of business, you have to go outside of it. And that's the whole reason that we started Brand Builders. This whole thing is all about helping marketers actually level up, become more professional, engaging with others. This industry desperately needs it. I find right now as marketers, we're all in these different silos, trying our best. We're so busy. We're just doing things. But I want to be able to help build into you and create this community for this exact reason of saying we can be better together. Because great brands shape culture. And great brands are only created by brand builders like you, marketers. And I believe if we can help you become a better marketer, it is going to actually change the world. It is going to shape culture. It is going to shape consumer behavior. We are going to do this well, and we can do it together. So sign up, become a member of Brand Builders. You're going to get free resources, free education, and the most supportive community you could ever hope for. So let's get to work.